Hey, what's up, 180 Fit? Let's talk about stress eating today. This is a big topic. So, stress eating, you've probably experienced stress eating, and if you haven't, you've probably heard of it. Things aren't going too well, or maybe things are going too well, and you feel a little overwhelmed, and you find yourself making less than excellent food choices. But why? Stress eating isn't just an excuse, and it isn't all in your head. To overcome and prevent stress eating helps to understand it. So I want to discuss real quick the causes of stress eating as well as what you can do about it, because it's an all too common thing that we don't discuss enough about when it comes to our weight loss stories and our weight loss journey. Real quick, if we haven't met before we dive in, my name is Jen Plykin, your holistic empowerment coach, bringing you from places stuck to authentic thriving through personal training, group fitness, nutrition coaching, and life and transformational coaching. So if you have not followed or liked or depending on where you are subscribed to my channel or my page, make sure you do so, because I'm answering your questions, bringing you relevant and timely information around the fit life. So let's dive in. The first thing we need to talk about is bad food is easy. Let's face it, stress eating, you know, we tend to define stress eating that can be caused even by a number of things when we look at it from a holistic approach. So some of these are actually fairly complicated biological events, and we'll start with the simple things first. The first cause of stress eating is that bad food is convenient. So if you have a lot on your plate, it can seem easier, cheaper, and let's face it, more efficient to simply hit a drive-through on your way home and have takeout delivered. After all, that frees up your time, and you don't need to spend time prepping, cooking, and cleaning up. Sounds realistic, right? There's a lot to unpack though there. First, poor dietary choices like fast food aren't actually cheaper than healthier options. That's a common misconception that comes from the fact that we pay for fast food one meal at a time. This can actually make it seem less expensive than buying fresh food. You might have to drop more cash at the grocery store than at the pickup counter, but you'll get more food out of a grocery cart than a cardboard box. As for time efficiency, there's no argument that fast food is faster than homemade food. However, you can make homemade cooking more time efficient by meal prepping. That's when you make big batches of food and fridge or freeze the rest so you have pre-made food ready to go. And if that's something that interests you and you'd like to see more of that, please comment and let me know, and that way I can make videos, make posts about that, because that's why I put a lot of the people on who come and coach with me is I believe meal prep, I do it myself. And ultimately, meal prepping can really cut down on the time you spend prepping, cooking, and cleaning for the meal. Having those ready to made food that you can take with you reduces that draw to even buy fast food while you're on about, or even helps with even your calorie control and stuff. It really helps you achieve your weight loss goals because you already have the meal there, so you're not like overeating. Next, we need to look at that our body is programmed to crave bad foods when we're stressed. If only all the draws of stress eating were about time and money, right? Unfortunately, that's not the case. Many of the moods and psychological functions are caused by messenger molecules called hormones that our body releases in response to external factors. One of these chemicals is called cortisol, and this chemical gets pumped into our blood when we're stressed. It has a lot to do with how our body even responds and how we eat and what our body does with that food when we do. So what we recognize as a stress response is an evolutionary carryover from our ancient ancestors needed to fight or run from their problems. And that's not the case anymore, but it still is how our bodies react to stress. When we are fighting or running from your problems, your body requires a lot of energy and cortisol, the stress hormone discussed above. And how many times do we run from our problems, right? We don't know how to deal with them. And so that makes us crave foods that are high in fats and carbs. And this isn't something that we can just will away. However, we can work around it, okay? When we start to crave those carbs and fats, if we can give our bodies like those healthier carbs and fats that we can find from sources like fruit and whole grains instead from junk food. And then next, bad food really makes us feel good, okay? And there's one other way in which our genetic makeup is out to get us in a way, if I could put it that way, when it comes to stress eating. we're all genetically predisposed, to an addiction to carbs and fats. And this has to do, once again, with our ancient ancestors and chemical messengers again. But this time it has to do with a different group of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. And these do a number of different things, but one of the things they do is set up our body's reward system, okay? And if you think about it, when you do something well, maybe you were even rewarded as a kid with food and with sweets. And so when you do something that your body thinks is good for you, it rewards you by filling your head with feel-good neurotransmitters to try to reinforce that action. Finding things like fats, sugars, and carbs was very rare and very important to our ancient ancestors. As a result, when they found a source of these nutrients, they got a shot of feel-good brain chemicals to encourage them to continue seeking out those foods. Unfortunately, foods that are high in fats, sugars, and other carbs are, let's face it, they're not just easier to come by, they're all over the place. But the problem is we still get that good feeling when we eat them. And that's what, if you're feeling down, sweets can give you that pickup. And we can approach this issue honestly like we did the other one, by giving your body carbs and fats from healthy sources like fruits and plant oils. You can find either things to satisfy your body's internal reward system and do those things instead. So, for example, exercise releases feel-good hormones too. So, what you do when you crave, if you have a stressful day, you want to reward yourself, like get some exercise in. Do the same thing even if you don't want to right then. As well as being good for your physical and emotional health at that point, it's good for us in so many other ways. The cards are definitely stacked maybe against us when it comes to stress eating. You can't always turn off these cravings, but you can outsmart them to satisfy your body's needs in a way that makes, they're much healthier for you and makes you not feeling so, feeling like you did yourself a disservice afterwards. Because how many times do we stress eat and then feel guilty afterwards? How many times do we stress eat and go, man, why did I have that whole cake or that whole box of donuts, or how did I eat the whole bag? So many times we do so mindlessly. And these are just a few of the top ones that I wanted to discuss today because I don't want to throw too much at you all at once. But identify those different ones. Look at the 3 different areas and identify maybe where you see yourself. And just make one simple goal for this next week to either maybe replace, when you crave carbs and fats, replace it with a healthier option. Be proactive, or maybe start making meal prepping. Let me know if that's something you want, or maybe determine that, hey, next time I feel like I'm gonna, stressed, or I want to reward myself, I'm gonna go exercise and reward myself with exercising, knowing that in the moment I don't want to do that, but at the end result of it, it's going to benefit me all the more. So this was from a question of you. As you know, I'm answering your questions. And so please continue to submit your questions as I desire to answer them. And I hope this helps. If you are on my Instagram page, then if you go to my post from today, that would be June 12th, 2020, then you will see an infographic, and it's a busy woman's guide to stress, and I have a little post on it. So go ahead and download that, grab that. I hope that helps you. It's something I put together to serve you, because I know this is a hard topic, and this is a topic we need more conversation about. So I plan on putting a lot more. If you're on my YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe and follow. If you're on Instagram or IGTV, make sure you do the same. Both of my handles are the same. Both places, go Jen180fit. Whether you're on Instagram, YouTube, or on Facebook, same thing. Go Jen180fit. So I hope that I can meet you in person in the future. And until then, be brave, be kind, live authentically, and always shine. Remember, you are just truly one habit away. All right. Until next time.